Um, Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. I am Priya Bisana from DCU Global, and today we will be taking a webinar on student services at DCU. I am joined today by Frank, who works with me at DCU Global, and the presentation for today will be taken by Veronica from the Student Support Services Office. So just before we start the presentation, please, just a few house rules. Please keep your mics muted throughout the meeting. Um, if you have any questions, please leave them in the chat and we will get to them at the end of the meeting. Again, just a quick note, please try to keep your questions as general as possible because we cannot answer specific questions on this webinar. But if you do have specific questions at the end of this presentation, we would then put an email address that you can send those specific questions to. So I'll hand you over now or I'll just give it maybe 2 minutes before handing it over to Veronica for her to take us through the presentation. And thanks once again for joining. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think we can start. Once again, the recordings will be shared at the end of the presentation. So please, Veronica, take it away.
Great. So welcome everyone. My name is Veronica and I'm the new International Student Support Officer. I'm a student advisor, part of the Student Support and Development Department, which is a big department that is at DCU for all registered students. And today I'm going to give you a brief tour through what we do and how we can support you when you come to DCU or if you come to DCU. So basically, to give you an overview of the support for students, it's sort of three-tiered. There is the program support from lecturers and program chairs. Those are very important people to keep on your radar, to keep a good relationship with, because if you run into any academic difficulties, those are the people that help. Then there's the student support and development, or SSND. There are a lot of acronyms at DCU, so you'll get the hang of them. And basically, student support and development offers advice, support, and development opportunities to help all DCU registered students reach their academic and personal potential. We work with students individually and in groups, and I'm going to introduce our sub-departments in a bit. The third tier of support is the Students' Union. So Students' Union is not a department of DCU. It's independent. They have a president and they have representatives that take care of students issues, complaints. They do events, they preside over clubs and societies, and basically they are the heart of student life. Before you come to DCU, I would recommend you to explore the website of Student Support and Development, and to learn how to navigate it for when you need to access specific support. There is an A to Z guide with lots of terminology that you might need, or that might come in handy to have explained. There's information for parents and guardians in case you want to share it with your parents and guardians. There will be the events hub, and you will see there what workshops we're doing for students, what events are happening. This will be very useful, especially during orientation, that I will be also mentioning today. I cannot talk about student support and development without mentioning Care and Connect. So Care and Connect is a whole university approach that strives to foster a community where we nurture and we care for each other. It combines the national frameworks and initiatives with the DCU health and well-being strategy. So basically what we want to do is develop a safe environment where students are treated with dignity and with respect, where students are also independent. They also watch out for each other. They make healthy choices and develop meaningful relationships. We want to empower students to do a lot of self-care, to take control of their well-being, of the body and of the mind as well. So there are various Care and Connect events taking place. We have a new wellness center, and we have wellness ambassadors as well. There is a big thing coming this academic year. I can't really spoil it, but it's coming out hopefully in the next couple of weeks. And it's connected with Care and Connect. We also have Care and Connect spaces, which means that all over our campuses, All Hallows, Glasnevin and St. Patrick's, you're going to find places for when you want to socialize and when you want to be alone. So quiet spaces, or access spaces for those who need, for those who have disabilities. We have showers on campus and free hygienic supplies. So we're trying really to make this a good place to study, to live, to socialize as well. We came out with a tool called Speak Out, which is a tool for anonymously reporting incidents such as harassment, bullying, discrimination, or sexual misconduct. And it's been working really well. So there's that. Now, student support and development, as I said, is a big department. So we have the Dean of Students, Claire. She's lovely. You will meet her if you decide to come to DCU this fall. And she presides over several sub-departments. And what they do is they take care of, as I said, all registered DCU students. We have some specialized student advisors that take care specifically of remote students, mature students, or international students like I do. The SSND department does, for example, life coaching sessions with groups and individuals. The registry, which is under SSND, does financial assistance. They answer queries about fees and anything from admission to exams to graduation parchments. We have health services with specifically trained nurses. And we have access to GP and access to free testing. I'm going to mention that as well. We have a department that takes care of students with all sorts of disabilities. We have excellent counselling team, highly qualified to help students through anything that can happen during their studies. We have an interfaith centre that's dedicated, as they say, to all faiths and none. We have a lovely church at the St. Patrick's campus, so there's a lot of spiritual guidance for those who would like to make use of that. And there is also great career service or a career assistance. So I'm going to mention that in a bit as well. I put an email here that if you have any questions before you come, that is about your sort of transitioning from your current university, from your current country culture to Ireland, let us know. We are all of our student advisors are monitoring it, and then they're forwarding emails to me. So I'll do my best to help you. I mentioned that we have a health center. This picture is from our new wellness center. It's really, really nice. So we have a nurse-led health center on our campuses, and they will advise you on how the Irish healthcare system works. It's slightly different than, for example, in continental Europe. It's sort of a mixture of continental Europe and America. So these people know very well how to help you navigate it. They can give you health advice. There's free STI screening, access to contraception and wound care. And they're really lovely. So if you need it, I would definitely recommend visiting them. I also mentioned counselling and personal development services. They are professional, confidential, and free, and available to all registered students. They offer one-to-one counselling. They offer working with groups as well. And there is a lot of information online that they keep updating. They do a lunchtime series on mindfulness and stress reduction and resilience. And they help you navigate your university life. Very often useful, especially to undergraduates who are in it for the first time. They might be a bit nervous when exams come. So this is really, really useful. And again, it's free, it's confidential, it's an excellent support system. Now, Student Advice and Learning Skills Centre, or SAL for short, is the department where I work. It's a department where we have student advisors and learning skills specialists. And here we help you with your transition to university, to Ireland, answer questions, and we sort of triage students. We point them into the right direction when they don't really know where to go with their issue. You can make appointments that are confidential, one-to-one, and you can come to us with anything. A lot of students come to us wanting to talk. Maybe they have a problem that they can't talk about with their parents or their friends, and we're always here to have a chat and to encourage, support, maybe help connect with other services as well. The Learning Skills Centre is basically facilitating the transition from passive to active learning, and it helps students by teaching study skills and building their student confidence. We have a great writing centre where they will help you with assignments and dissertation. And if you have, if you're panicking about citations or any sort of software like this, or if it's before exams and you are really panicking and you need to make a study plan and you need to sort of organize your thoughts and time, that's what they do. That's what they do in those learning skill centers. So they help you organize yourself. Um, Now, we have a great team that supports students with disabilities. It works the way that students have to register with them, and only then they're able to access the disability services fully. And they take care of students with wide range of disabilities. And it's confidential. They're very sensitive. They're very understanding. And I'm proud to say that we are autism friendly university with places for students with autism and autism related disability that they can use. Um, they also offer workshops, and they're really, really useful even for people who don't necessarily have disability, or they have disability in their family and want to understand it a little bit better. But it's again a great thing to have on campus in case you need it. Now, maybe not necessarily from the beginning of your studies, but maybe for postgraduates and for undergraduates who are already trying to think and shape their careers in their heads. The career service is really good because they help students develop career management skills and look for opportunities and navigate the professional future. They have an excellent digital toolkit online. They have live workshops and online workshops as well. They offer one-to-one consultations with career advisors. And they have a lot of events where they connect you with potential employers. They have recruitment fairs. And they also launched the My Career platform where you can look for seasonal work, summer internships, and then graduate level roles as well. No, so if you are planning coming to DCU, very probably, if you are a postgraduate student, you are going to be moving in between the 26th and 30th of August. If you are undergraduate, you will probably be moving in between the 2nd and 6th of September, so the week after. Now, before that happens, we still have a couple of weeks to go. We are planning 2 pre-arrival webinars. I'm going to be hosting them on the 18th of July and very probably 15th of August. For the second one, I will be joined by our mental health nurse, Gertrude, who is absolutely lovely. And she's going to be talking about students' mental well-being and how can students deal with the transition from their country to another country, different cultures, university environment, etc. We will also be sending you the International Student Handbook that I am compiling, and it's nearly ready. That will give you again a bit more information on the transition and how to get to Ireland, how to get around Dublin, some bits and pieces about Irish culture, and there are tips from our student ambassadors as well. There will be an online orientation approximately 2 weeks before, 1 or 2 weeks before the beginning of September. We'll keep you informed, of course. And then there will be in-person events once you come on campus. Nothing is set in stone yet. We are going to be informing you once we are sure and once we have the plans sort of solidified. Once you come, you will also have access not only to your student account, your email, but also to Loop, which is our software platform for registration into modules and submitting assignments and overseeing coursework. But it's also we also have short courses there, or course-like apps that basically guide you through DCU or your first weeks at DCU. And I'm currently working on a little course for international students that will again build on the webinars, on the student handbook, and then to make you feel welcome, to make you feel comfortable during your first weeks, and to help you integrate in the community. Thank you, and feel free to explore more about services you feel will be relevant for you personally. Feel free to contact us, and I will be looking forward to hopefully seeing you in August and in September.
Thank you so much, Veronica. That was a very, very detailed and good presentation. I'm sure the participants got a lot out of that. So, guys, please, if you have any questions now, please feel free to leave them in the chat and we'll go through them. And then we can start to answer them. Okay. Different residents, one applying for DCU, I've shifted to this. Should I reach out to get my details? And would this be an issue during travel? Okay, so for that question, it's not really related to this webinar, but so if I'm just correct me if I'm getting this wrong. So you are still abroad and you had a different address. So when you want to register, you can update your information. Obviously, like your address is going to change as well once you come to Ireland. So you probably need to update that anyway. So I don't think it's so much of an issue. Okay, so which campus for postgraduate students? So it depends on the program that you're doing, but a majority of the programs will be taken on our Glasnevin campus, and that's where the majority of our faculties are based. Okay.
I think there's a question here just for Veronica about if they get emails to register for the 2 webinars we chatted about.
Yes, so we will send emails with a link to all firm acceptances. So there will be no need to register for these 2 webinars. They will be able to access them just by clicking on the link. It should be in their inboxes approximately 5 days before the webinar.
Great, thanks. And there's a question, what dates should I consider to arrive in Dublin from my home country? I suppose that's subjective in some ways. I think as Veronica said, some of the on-campus stuff will probably be in that week or 2 before the start of semester. It would also be good to give yourself a little bit of time to settle before your classes start. But if you've already booked to come slightly later, that's okay as well. But classes start on the 9th of September. So that's kind of the very, very latest you should be coming. But we would recommend to give yourself more time to settle before that.
Definitely. Also, if I just may add, when classes start, everything is going to get super busy. You won't have much time to do stuff, to explore Dublin, to explore Ireland, you will have time to socialize, obviously, but really make sure that you come in time to start making your network, integrate in the community, attend events, and keep yourself busy socially before you plunge into the classes.
100%, yeah.
Okay. Someone is asking that they are planning to arrive 1 month before the start, and if they'll be allowed to visit the campus and explore. Yeah, the campus is open, so you can explore the campus. You don't need an ID to see most of the buildings. The only places that you probably need an ID to access would be if you want to go into the library. But I think once you have done your registration, you will get your ID card, and that would give you access to a lot of those other facilities. But to be honest, like, yeah, if you are coming like a month before, you can always reach out to any of us. We'll be more than happy to organize a campus tour for you as well. Okay.
And then there's one here about offline orientation. So just like the in-person stuff, they're just asking is there going to be what sort of elements there might be.
So there will be orientation from the student support and development department, and there will also be orientation, faculty orientation or program orientation. So students will get information from their lecturers, from their program chairs, and they will also get the more sort of practical information from us. And that will be offline, yes.
And someone's just asking then, is there any like tentative dates for these orientations? Will it kind of most likely be in that kind of week or two before the 9th of September?
Yes, so international orientation should be between the 2nd and 6th of September. Postgraduates move-in dates, as I said, are from 26th of August. So if you're postgrad and international, arrive during the week of the 26th of August to settle in.
Then there's just a question about fees, so we don't.
I think I can just take that just for everyone's note here. We do not provide fee receipts. If you have paid your fees, you can use the evidence that you have with your offer letter to make your visa application. We are in constant communication with the immigration office. So every week or almost on a weekly basis, we send the immigration office a spreadsheet with information of students who have paid their fees.
And then people are just asking about airport pickup. So we don't provide an airport pickup. Someone's saying there's a link that's broken. I think that may be an old link from the previous year, but no, there won't be airport pickup for international students. But just to briefly, there is a bus that goes directly from the airport to DCU. If you're staying in DCU, you can get the 16. It's a Dublin bus, it's public transport. It's very cheap to get. There's also private buses that you can get that will bring you to the city centre. I'd maybe plan on just looking at Google Maps to see what's the best transport route from the airport to where you're staying. But if you're staying around DCU or on DCU's campus, there is a direct bus that is very cost effective. And
yeah. Students will also get so in the International Student Handbook and during the webinars, we're going to be talking about how to get from airport to your dorm and how to get around Dublin as well. So they will get the information. They will get plenty of information and recommendation for apps, transport apps. So it will be there.
Perfect. Yeah, and I'm sure you guys will cover all that stuff as well in the pre-arrival webinars too, in terms of the kind of the logistics, that sort of stuff. Then there's just some repeated questions about the Glasnevin campus is for postgraduate students. So as Priya said, yeah, majority of postgraduate students will be located on the Glasnevin campus, especially international students. Very small numbers will be on All Hallows or St. Patrick's. You can expect majority will be on Glasnevin, yes. Is there any registration that I have to do once I get the visa? So as far as I know, the registration that you'll have to do is when you arrive, before you start your classes, you'll get all this information again by email. Unless you have anything else to add for registration, Veronica.
Sorry, registration can be done online. So I'm not really sure when exactly the window opens, but if you look at academic calendar 2024-2025 on the website, it will give you all the important dates. I do believe that some classes are starting on 9th of September, but some on the 16th. So first year undergraduate students are starting on the 16th of September.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think regarding that other question about registration after getting the visa, I'm not sure. They might also be talking about like registering with the immigration office. That one, you need to do that at least 3 months after you have arrived. And so within that 90 days. So you need to find an appointment. Oh, yeah, you do the appointments by calling. There's a phone number that you need to call, and then you schedule an appointment, and then you can go into to register for your GNIB. Yeah. Okay. So I heard that for GNIB, would require student ID. How long would it take? Yeah, I think the student ID doesn't take that long once you've done your registration. And so that's not an issue. And you can request for letters that would support your registration as well.
This is a quick question about Duolingo. So just very briefly, we'll run over that. If your score is below 120, there's nothing the university can do. That is the score that you have to get. You have to have 120 overall and 110 in each sub-score. So if you haven't reached these scores, you won't be eligible. Just to very briefly run over that.
And there's a question about timetable, if I may take this on. I spoke to the faculty representatives on Monday. They don't have the final timetables yet. So they are now trying to schedule everything. And it will be made available to students, I believe, after registration. Once they register for their modules, they will be able to access the schedule that will tell them where their classes are, which campus, which classroom. So it'll be easy.
Okay.
So there's this question about someone's unable to get updates regarding webinars or anything. Who should I email? So you can email the email that Veronica put in earlier on, which was student.support@dcu.ie. You can also email our email, which I'll put in the chat now, if it's related to any of our stuff or if you need help with. Right?
As I've just sent it in the chat now.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, Priya's just sent it in. So you can email either two of them emails and we'll make sure that you get all the information, all the registration links, that sort of stuff.
Okay. Instead of asking about, like, there's some students that are asking about specific master's programs. As we said, like all postgraduate programs would start lectures from the 9th of September.
And as well with the campus thing, 99% of international students will be on the Glasnevin campus. It's very, very small numbers will not be. So for the most part, you can likely assume that you'll be on the Glasnevin campus for most of your lectures.
Yeah.
Again, it's tough to say about how many classes and hours you'll have per week because it varies so much between different courses. So for this information, I'll just wait until your timetable is confirmed. Again, as soon as that is confirmed, you'll be communicated with as well. So it's hard to say exactly depending on each course. If we were to go through each course, it would take us all this. So it's hard to kind of give it exact number of days and hours that you'll be. So then there's this when is on-campus orientation for undergraduate students. Veronica, you may.
That should be between the 2nd and 6th of September. Again, we will be informing students. Please also keep an eye on the website. We will be updating information there.
Will we get assistance and guidance prior to choosing our modules? So in relation to that, the best thing you can probably recommend is to reach out to your program chair, as Veronica pointed out at the start. They'd be the best people to communicate with to kind of get information about the different modules and what they might include and which ones might be best suited to you.
Okay. I think there's a question here. If someone encounters an issue during their process, can they ask for an extension to join the program a bit late? e.g. a month. To be very honest, yes, they've all mentioned, yeah, just be in constant communication with your program chair. But I think the maximum time that most program chairs would give you would be 2 weeks to join the course. Anything outside of 2 weeks is stretching it. But again, it still has to be up to the program chair. So if you're encountering any issues with maybe delays in your visa, just try to communicate as quickly as possible with your program chair so they know and they can tell you, okay, this is how long we will give you before you can arrive. Because yeah, when I was a student here, I arrived 2 weeks late. I was in constant communication with my program chair, and he told me that it was okay, that I can stay like an extra 2 weeks. Because yeah, anything outside of 2 weeks, it starts to get a bit more difficult to catch up.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we've covered
That's
off
it.
most questions that are in the chat.
Okay.
There's a lot of repeated questions just around the orientation piece, which I think Veronica
Mm,
has covered in terms of dates. And again, once everything's confirmed, you will get communication. So just keep an eye on your emails, that sort of thing. And once webinar dates and orientation dates are confirmed, you will get this communication. So we'll give you as much notice as we can.
okay. Okay, so once again, thank you guys for joining us, and thank you so much, Veronica, for taking the presentation.
Thank you.
Just a quick reminder as well, like we still have some webinars left to go within the series. So on the 14th, we'll be going through some frequently asked questions around registration. So any questions you have around registrations, please feel free to join that webinar and we'll go through them. On the 21st of August as well, we'll be having our careers webinar as well. So you get to learn about like all the support services that the career office would provide. Everyone have a good day. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
See you. Bye.
Bye.